All right, guys, welcome back. So this week, starting on June 13th, which I believe is a Thursday, the 2025 edition, the 43rd running of the Ohio Sprint Speed Week is set to kick off. And it's a pretty big week. I mean, 9 straight days of racing in the state of Ohio. It is one of the most grueling weeks, in my opinion, in all of racing. You can chalk it up there with Pennsylvania Speed Week, chalk it up there with Indiana Sprint Week. I mean, it is a grueling time to be on a sprint car team, even as a driver, I'm sure, to race in 9 straight nights and go all over the place, all over the entire state, zigzagging back and forth and all that stuff. And I wanted to talk about it today on the channel because there's quite a bit of differences this year when it comes to the overall money that's involved with it. The schedule is a little bit different as well. And I think it's going to be a fun week to watch. Also, another big change is that it's all going to be live on Flow Racing. Last year, if I remember correctly, there were 5 nights on Flow and 4 nights on Dirt Vision, so it was kind of tough to keep track. Like if you wanted to watch all the nights, I mean, you had to have a lot of money wrapped up in subscriptions to be able to watch both of them, or to watch all of them. And so luckily this year, the All-Stars are on Flow every single night, and so you can watch all of these races 9 straight nights for the next week or so. Also, I did want to mention, I don't know if you guys saw, the All-Star race last night in Lincoln was absolutely bonkers. Might have been race of the year candidate. I mean, there was 4 cars under a blanket for the lead the entire way. Great stuff there from Lincoln last night. I know none of the All-Star guys ran very well. I think Devin Borden was the only full-time All-Star in the top 10, but it was still a banger of a race. And so, Rich Farmer's doing a great job with this series. It looks very professional. They've got a brand new command center, brand new merch trailer for the series, and things are looking very, very well. Now, so let's look at the schedule, and then we'll talk about the money and stuff involved with it as well. So the series will begin, the All-Star, Ohio Sprint Speedweek will begin on June 13th, and that is at the Attica Raceway Park. Now, last year, this race paid $6,000 to win. This year, it will pay $7,500 to win. The winner of this one last year was Cap Henry in the number 33W. And then the next night, they go over to the Sharon Speedway on June 14th. Last year's winner at Sharon was Danny Dietrich. He won $5,000. This year, it'll be $7,500 to win. June 15th, they make their way over to Millstream Speedway in Findlay, Ohio. That race last year was also won by Cap Henry. It was a $5,000 win in 2024. This year, it will be $7,500. And then on June 16th, they will go over to the Wayne County Speedway. Last year's winner, I don't have a magnet for him quite yet. That was the 25R of Jordan Ryan. A $5,000 win. This year, $7,500 to win as well. And then on June 17th, they go over to Eldora Speedway. That was not on the schedule last year for Ohio Sprint Speed Week. It'll be a $7,500 to win feature as well over there at the Big E. So that's the first half of the week, the first 5 races right there. And if you are noticing the trend, every one of these races will pay $7,500 to win. And last year, there was a $10,000 to win, a $6,000, and then there was another $10,000 to win show. And you'll see over here when we get to the very end of the Speed Week, it finishes off with an absolute bang. On June 18th, they go over to Fremont Speedway. Last year, that one did pay $10,000 to win. This year, it will pay $7,500. And then on June 19th, they're at the Waynesfield Raceway Park. Last year, $5,000 to win. This year, $7,500. June 20th, oh, sorry, I forgot to mention this. At Fremont last year, it was Caleb Henry who got the win in the number 101. And then at Waynesfield, it was the 23 of Cale Thomas. I remember him having a great battle with Danny Dietrich, and Cale Thomas came out on top in that one. June 20th, they will go to a track that was not on the schedule last year. And honestly, I think I've maybe ever heard of this place one other time, the Moeller Raceway Park. I don't even know where that's at. I live in Ohio, and I have no idea where that's at. But Moeller Raceway Park, that one will pay $7,500 to win on June 20th. June 21st, the finale of Speed Week from last year and this year was won by Danny Sams III. That was a $10,000 win. But this year, the finale will pay $26,554 to win. It is the Dean Niddle Memorial, which was on the Highland Racing schedule last year at Portsmouth, but has now moved to Atomic with the All-Stars for Ohio Sprint Speed Week. So that is a great way to finish things off with a $26,000 win over there at Atomic. I hope the weather looks good. I have not looked at the weather forecast for any of these nights, but I am hoping that they get all of these in because it would be really, really cool to see a full Ohio Sprint Speedway get completed and see who comes out as the champion. If you aren't familiar, the All-Stars, I believe, have 13 or 14 full-time drivers that will be running all of these races. And then you could throw in all the guys that run around the Ohio area as well that aren't full-time with the series. I would be shocked if they had less than 30 cars for any of these nights. I think it's going to be over 30 cars every single night. It's going to be really, really good racing. It might be a little bit dusty. Yes, that's what you expect when you come to Ohio. But still, going to be some good stuff. Also wanted to mention this as well. So last year, during the Ohio Sprint Speedweek, when you added up all of the money that just the winner got, right? So the $6,000, the $5,000, the $10,000, whatever, it was a $56,000 winner's share. This year, it is $86,554. If somehow you could sweep every single night, which will not happen, it would be $86,554 compared to $56,000 last year. All of these main events will pay $500 to start, which I heard from some teams last year that was not the case. They were not getting $500 to start. It was not very good. The pay down through the field was not very good. And also for the final race at Atomic, it is $1,554 to take the green flag at the Atomic Speedway. So even if you're not winning every single night, if you make the show all 9 nights and you do it at the final one, that's some pretty decent money for these, maybe some teams that can't contend for a win. Maybe they're a top team or a top 10 team or a top 15 team. They're going to get some decent money just to take the green flag in all of these races. Last year, the points fund for Ohio Sprint Speedweek was just $12,000, and it was paid out to the top 5 in the point standings. This year, the payout, the points fund, is $25,000, and it goes to the top 24 drivers that run the entire series. And so I believe the 24th place guy and a few more guys up the line, they get $500 just for making the entire speed week. But the champion will get $5,000 and then $2,500, and I can't remember after that. But $25,000 for the top 24 as compared to $12,000 of the top 5 from last year. That is an enormous difference. As I mentioned at the top of this video, it is the richest Ohio Sprint Speed Week in history. Even with the old All-Stars, when Tony Stewart owned them and all that stuff, this is the biggest one they've ever had, which is pretty impressive. I mean, Rich Farmer, I cannot say enough good things about him. He is doing a lot of great things for regional sprint car racing and on the local level as well with Fremont and all that good stuff that he's got going on there. The All-Stars, they've only ran, 4 races, maybe 3 races so far, but they are getting into, no doubt, their biggest portion of their season with 9 straight nights. And so it's probably going to shake up the points quite a bit. I want to say Caleb Henry entered last night at Lincoln as the points leader, but he was running top 5 and had a problem, had to pull off the track. So things have probably gotten shaken up quite a bit in the point standings with the All-Stars. But looking forward to watching this. I don't know. I mean, there's going to be a lot of racing going on next week. You got the Husets race is coming up. The Dirt Cup, I believe, is coming up as well. And so this will be going on at the same time. And so a lot of racing to take in over the next week. And I will be trying to watch all of it and, breaking it all down here on the Rodman Rundown. So let me know your thoughts on Ohio Sprint Speed Week. How cool is it that we got the richest paying one of all time in 43 years of racing? It's going to be pretty exciting. So who do you think is going to win? Who do you think is going to win the points championship? Let me know in your thoughts below. And let me know who you think will win the most races. For me, I'm going to go with Caleb Henry wins the most races, and Cap Henry is going to win the championship. The Henry and Henry gang right there, I think those 2 guys are going to be tough to beat throughout the week of Ohio Sprint Speed Week. Let me know your thoughts down below. Also hit like, hit subscribe, and we'll talk to you guys again here soon on the Rodman Rundown.